Stephanie Erwin. Okay. I live in Pahuska, Oklahoma. My family is from the Gray Horse District. And it says, what is your experience in the oil and gas field? My very first job, I went to work in the minerals department at the Osage agency. I worked several years up there, 4 or 5 years. I was under the supervisor of miscellaneous documents, Melvin Core. I was trained by him. At some point in time, I was also detached or detailed into the IIN section, individual in monies. At that time, the Bureau in it, and it wasn't in the Office of Special Trustee. It was before computers, and we used to compute the payment by hand. Okay, I have since worked for federal programs, and when I worked for federal programs, I monitored and evaluated the programs for program compliance. I also was acting executive director. I used to go to all the executive meetings of the Minerals Osage Tribal Council then, and I used to travel to Washington with them to negotiate their oil and gas leases. Now, I've also worked for the Kaw tribe. I worked for the Office of Self-Governance. I was a self-governance coordinator. I understand about compacting very well. Okay. Now it says, how will you help our producers get their permits through faster? I really can't answer that, honestly, because we've just gone through changes to the 25 CFR. A lot of those were closed meetings. We weren't allowed to go. I went to every meeting I could go to. And they were cutting and pasting regs out of the Bureau of Land Management in there. And I've been told by other tribes it's taking 1 to 6 months. It may take 6 months to a year to get a drilling permit. That means you're not going to get your oil any quicker than that. You know, you're 6 months on down the road from getting that oil if it produces. If you can get a producer in there to come in. Okay, and as far as getting more respect for the Bureau, getting more respect for the oil producers, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, that's the go-to person. They're very rude to them. They don't give them what they need. We don't even get what we need from them. You know, we have 2,700 tank batteries, and every month I ask the superintendent how many tank batteries were gauged. And they tell me 1.5%. The Bureau has failed us. It fails the oil producer and it fails the landman. And I know they have worked very hard on it. Mr. Black, the director of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, has been down here several times. But like I said, they're closed meetings and we all aren't entitled to go. And if I was elected, a better monitoring system, well, I don't know. Even if they gave us $1 million more and they doubled or tripled the people, we have 1.4 million acres that have to be covered. I personally think that we need a special team of investigators that are hired by the Minerals Council that go out and check what's going on. I think we need to know what's going on in the oil patch because that's your money, that's my money. And we're not knowing what's going on except we're having to take the word of the oil producer. I had a gentleman come to me the other day. He said, Stephanie, I want you to tell me what to do. I've got evidence about these oil producers and what they're doing out in the oil patch. I said, well, honey, I hear that all the time. I said, if you can bring me something in black and white, we'll do something about it. And something else I'm very concerned about, and this is the most important thing we've got, we need to protect the trust. I'm a diehard 1906 person. If we don't protect the trust, and I'm just talking about protecting the trust from the Bureau of Indian Affairs or the nation. There's a certain point in there when the funding comes down, they can tap into your money. I've seen it do it when I worked for the Osage Tribal Council. They had Osage Ventures and they borrowed money at West Star Bank. They needed money to pay it off. And where do you think they got it? They scooped it off the top, and most of you shareholders didn't even know it. I was one of the people up there protesting it at the time, but it didn't make any difference. They needed the money, and that's the only place they could go for the money. But I fully understand how the money process works. And last of all, but not least, when they involve the Bureau of Land Management, they don't have enough money to pay them, because one of the Bureau of Land Management men from Colorado stopped me and asked me how he could tap into the money to pay for certain things. And he wanted me to tell the Minerals Council. And I said, oh no, I'm not telling you all any of that, because that's my money. But they need money to pay for this new management that they're setting up for us, which we don't know anything about. Anyway, I don't know, I was kind of excited today. I got to talk to them. There was no gavel in the room.
You didn't get thrown out.
I didn't get thrown out. We're escorted out by the boys. Anyway, I'm also on the OSA Board of Directors. And not too long ago, a few months ago, we sent out a letter, and we got a great response from Texas to support us in our trying to keep the negotiated rulemaking from coming in and taking over and running off our oil producers. You know, we all have to work together. That means the landowner, the oil producers, the Bureau of Indian Affairs. At last Friday's meeting, there was an oil producer there. He said there was 20 water trucks from a ranch. His oil equipment was burning up, and not one of it helped him. So that tells you how such hard feelings we have there in the Osage, and that needs to be taken care of. We need to get along. Everybody needs to get along, because we all have to live together. Anyway, I thank you for your time. I'm number 6 on the ballot, and I want to thank the Texas Osage organization for letting me speak.
You're welcome. Thank you.